Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Wood Shop. This is Arlene once again. We're going to go ahead and paint this little guy here, and I almost felt like leaving it a plain color, but all these lines that you see here, the little dark lines, we're just going to go back over it and just shave those off a little bit so they don't show up in our painting. Okay, so if you haven't done that, go back and take care of that. Sometimes the Clorox will not hit everything. But if you sprayed it, you should leave it overnight that you can, that it has time to dry, and that it won't be an issue when you go to paint it. Now, some of you have asked what the mixture of that I use for, I'm trying to think, softening the wood. And if you haven't been with me before, what that is, it's just a mixture of rubbing alcohol, at least a 70%. You can get it at 50% rubbing alcohol in a store. You're just going to have to put one-fourth more. So it would be 3/4 to 1/4, 3 parts to 1 part of water if it's 50%. If it's 70%, do it 50-50. Okay, 50% water and 50% of the rubbing alcohol. And that will really soften that wood up. You don't want to drench it to death. That's definitely a no-no. But take your time with it. If you're finding that you're having a hard time, cutting the wood and stuff, that's a little secret I've learned along the way, and it's worked really well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our green. I've used this to do the trees on my Santas when I do Santas with a tree. And I'm going to try to get most of this out before I dip it into the white. And we're just going to soften that up a little bit, just like so. Okay. Put a little more green in it. Okay, and we're just going to start painting this thing. We're going to make it a little darker on the next round. Okay, so all you want to do is paint this a light green first, and then go back over with a little darker green. Kind of layer it. That's a nice thing about using paint. You can do a lot of layering. So I'm just going to show you real quickly what we used here, and then I went back over it with some straight paint. See how we can layer it? See how it got a little bit darker? You can do that again if you want, just like so. Alright, so you can do it with the white. The white helps cover it up a little bit better when you mix a little white in it. So go ahead and do that, and then that's how you do your feathering. And then go back over it after, even if it dries a little bit, go back over it and kind of put another coat over it, and you'll get it a little darker. Okay, so that's how that one portion. And sometimes I put a little bit of burnt umber along the side here, just to have that there if I need to make things just a tad darker. For instance, if I had this and just took a little bit of this, mixed it in, see how dark it is? And you can mix that in with the white a little bit, and then go back over it. That will give it a little bit of a dark texture to it. Burnt umber, you can tone things down with burnt umber. Yeah, pretty good. So, this is how you go around and take care of that and layer things. Alright, I'm not going to finish that online. I'll do that while I'm offline. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to take your yellow. Let me get rid of these chips. I'll have to vacuum again. When don't I have to vacuum in this room? That's part of carving. It usually ends up everywhere. Especially if you really get into it like like some of us really do. Okay, what you want to do is just put some water, take a little bit of burnt umber, not a lot. You don't want a lot of that in there. Okay, just a tad, a little bit of green. And we're going to mix some water because we're not going to have enough of this. Okay, and then we're just going to paint the bottom. Okay, and if it looks too dark, you just go back and put a little bit of the burnt umber over top of it, just like I did there. Okay, and that's how you do your pineapple, folks. It's not real difficult to do. You can mix a little green in with it if you want. That's totally up to you. So once you get those two colors in, you'll have your pine cone done. You want to highlight it with some green, like not a ripe one. You can do that. That's entirely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and offline here and finish this up. And I think what I'm going to do, I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to go ahead and continue with the pine cone with a flat version of it. I might save that for another time. I really want to get this other thing called Friends done, and you can mix some of that yellow in there. You know, mix it while it's wet, folks. You know, water is your friend, really, when you paint. Anything to keep it from drying too quickly. So folks, I'll see what else I come up with, and when you get done with it, it should look somewhat like this. And I hope you had a lot of fun painting it and doing this one. It's been a lot of fun doing it. I'm going to go ahead and get offline and finish my other one. And I'm going to do probably another version of Friends, the Santa, and the next one's going to be called Helping Friends. Just a quick word about Facebook. Some of you folks have not been able to do Facebook and see the other photographs that others have posted. What you need to do, and I think I've set all my settings to friends only or everyone. I haven't excluded anyone in my list from seeing anything, of course. What you may have to do, you may have to go back, and when you post your photo to Facebook, make sure that everyone can see it, that it's tagged that way. If it's not, only I will be able to see it. So we're working on that. If it's different than that, I'll certainly put it on the Facebook page how you should do it. And thanks for all of you that have joined so far. I appreciate that. And we'll get another project going soon. Thanks again, and take care and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.